And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Black and Blue Pod, the show where we will talk shit, maybe bruise each other's egos, but it's all in the name of good fun. Our inaugural snake draft is here. And what better way to celebrate the kickoff of a brand new NFL season than draft some jerseys? Because why not? We want to argue on a Saturday. And what better way to do that than some jerseys? We are joined, me and Timmy are here. We are joined by owner of National Vintage League, co-host of the And NFL podcast, Chris Milner. Chris, welcome back to the show.
Thanks, Matt. Thanks for having me. Yeah, I'm not actually wearing a jersey. I'm wearing a Cobra Kai t-shirt.
That show turned into a literal gang war. That's why I stopped watching it. Excuse me. That's great audio. So here's how the snake draft is going to go. Each person gets roughly 6 to pick, because no one likes that dude in a fantasy draft that takes 10 minutes to select one player. And it's going to be classic snake draft. Last person gets the first pick in the next round, and so on and so forth. So I just did a random spinner online, and it turns out that we already have a draft order set up, and I did not intentionally put myself last in this first round, but that's how it's going to go. So Chris is going to go first, then Timmy, then Matt, and then wrap around with me, Timmy, and then Chris in that second round, and so on.
It's funny. That's how I was going to suggest you should do it. Let our guest go first. You know,
yeah, the most away guest on the planet at the moment. That's not a bad idea. So, Chris, you are on the clock, sir. Do you have the first overall pick in the inaugural Black and Blue Pod jersey draft?
I do. I'm not going to pick Jamarcus Russell. I'm going to go Derrick Henry, but from pre-1996, so pre-Tennessee, Houston Oilers, Columbia Blue with the #1 overall pick. Let's go.
Timmy, do you want to go first on the pick? Do you like it? Do you dislike it?
That's literally #1 on my list. I have 84 to 96 Oilers.
Yeah.
Baby, love your blue home jerseys. It's the best. I hate the fact that Titans won't bring it out of spite to the Houston area. It's just, it's the best jersey that we don't ever get to see because rich people are being assholes.
Yeah. But the other thing as well is that, they in theory, they could bring it back like next year, aren't they saying? Throwback.
Yeah, they
it won't be the same, but it would be quite cool to see the Titans wearing it.
So they did wear it, they wore their original Oilers one in 2012 or something.
Yeah,
which wasn't this. It's a more basic design, but the Titans still can do it. They probably will, because all the players now are begging for it. They're all going making social media posts about how they want to wear it now that everyone's wearing throwbacks. They're just never going to give it to Houston to use as a template because they blame Houston for the reason they had to move to Nashville.
Right, exactly.
Oh, I did a whole video on the Oilers on TikTok, and how the Oilers could come back if the Texans and Titans agree to a deal where the Titans give the IP. And then I just caught some flame in the comments being like, why would the Titans do this? And all this type of stuff, and all the nerds and dorks. I was like, it could happen. I'm not saying it will. I just said it could.
Because there's no oil in Tennessee. That's why.
They use it to fry the chicken, I guess. That's the closest you can get.
Yeah,
that's the best. That's in the movie Basketball, when they talk about franchises moving, and it's the Oilers moved to Tennessee where there's no oil, the Jazz moved to Utah where they don't allow music.
For sure. Oilers can't go wrong. I think that was a clear 1-1 in my book. So Timmy,
even though I don't have it on right now, and I think you and I would probably be one of us would pick this as our first one, but I'm going with the thing that everybody in Philadelphia wants. We're begging for. We can't wait for next season now to come. But the 85 to 95 Kelly Green Eagles home jerseys. It's been a big point of contention in this city for years. Everybody wants it. We're finally going to get it next year, and I can't wait to see it on the field again, because it's been way too long since my childhood that I got to watch the Birds play in those uniforms.
Bit of a homer pick, not gonna lie, but still a good one, I think.
Oh yeah, it's one of us would have done it eventually. So
it's number 3 on my big board, but yeah.
I had it as number 3 as well on my big board. Can't go wrong with Kelly Green in any edition, really, no matter what the year. And especially if we ever do like a helmets draft, the Kelly Green helmets are probably some of the sweetest helmets in NFL history. So can't hate it as a number 2 pick. I'm just salty that I didn't get it on my board. It's not going to show up on my Photoshop graphic, but smart choice for a first round.
Yeah. No complaints.
All right. So now,
That's on the clock.
number 3 overall pick in the inaugural Black and Blue Pod jersey draft to Matt McLaughlin goes, I am going. This is a hot take here, but first round, I'm going to do it. I'm going to be bold. The 2022 or 2021 Cincinnati Bengals jerseys. I am in love with these. I am in love. The Bengals have not had good jerseys as long as I've been alive, in my opinion. And when they came out with these new ones, I love it because they look updated. They're modern. Plus that Burrow with the back plate. Oh, beautiful. I think the orange pops, especially with the black. I think it's not as cartoonish as in years past. So I'm going with the 2022 Bengals jerseys.
I mean, do you want to go first, Timmy, or shall I on that pick?
So I don't mind them because I definitely got so sick of the shit they were wearing like before this. Ironically, I don't mind the Bengals jerseys from like the year you were born, Matt, because they changed them like right after that.
Like 97
like,
with the tiger sleeves. That was the one. Yeah, I mean, I think if you're gonna, the one with the full tiger on the sleeves. Wow.
You mean that Jackson? You mean that Jacksonville Jaguars ripoff? Or
don't be giving away my later picks, man. All right.
All right, fair, touche.
But no, I mean, because they have the one with the tiger sleeve and the numbers, and then they had the one with the tiger sleeve and the Bengal, and I think the one with the Bengal is the better of the two. But this latest version is the closest they've come to it, and it's definitely way better than what they were wearing in the mid 2000s. So I mean, I can't hate on it, but it's definitely a reach, as they would say. Yeah.
I know it's a bold pick for the first round, but
that's Clean Farrell.
I love the numbers. Because numbers to me are a big part of a jersey, because if the numbers, I don't care how good the colors look, if the numbers look atrocious and cartoony, I hate them. Like Timmy, you and I as Eagles fans, we hate those midnight green jerseys. I don't hate them, but if it comes down to the Kelly green or the midnight green, I'm going Kelly green all the time. And I think I don't like the Ravens jerseys for this reason as well. I think they have really good color scheme with the purple and black, but the numbers just look atrocious and they look ugly and hideous to me. And that's why I'm always out on some of these other jerseys around the league.
Especially when the numbers are so big. Cause like, even like as obviously you're not a big soccer guy, but I am, but like there's kits that come out every year and it's like the jersey's not bad. And then you get to the back and they just have these weird fucking numbers that are on it, and I'm like, why? What were you thinking there? It's like, and it can ruin the entire jersey. But so think about it when it's on a jersey twice and they're as big as they are on a football uniform. Like, it's insane.
All right, round 2. I am getting the wraparound, thankfully, so hopefully I can redeem it with the second round pick. This is it's a jersey of a hated rival. But every time I see it on like NFL film segments, I love looking at it. 1986, Lawrence Taylor, New York Giants, the Blues, they're bringing them back for a reason. You always see that neon green, like Meadowland turf. And I always think of Lawrence Taylor just sacking dudes and being like, come on, dude, you got to do better than this. And it's the best era of New York Giants football. It's the best jersey that they've ever had. The jerseys that they have now, but I just love, as much as I hate the Giants, I love these jerseys. I think they're classic, and there's a reason why like Lawrence Taylor jerseys still sell consistently in like the Fanatic shop and in the fan shop or whatever. But yeah, thoughts on the 1986 Giants?
I think that's another reach. Not even on my big board. personally, I think that you're going more after a player than a colorway, and I think that you could very easily throw early era Bills in there because it was basically the same one. I feel like, you know, I'm drafting a player because they're an individual. I'm drafting a jersey because they stand out. I don't want to get a jersey that's similar to another jersey, and that's my take.
Yeah, I never thought about it with the Bills, but that is a very good point. But I do actually like these ones. It's one of those things that's like you had to see them in another uniform to appreciate what they had before kind of deals. And the second that they released this image of the fact that they were going to bring these out for throwbacks this year, yeah, like I was like, oh yeah, they actually do look nice on the field. I think they're clean, they're simple, you know, less is more kind of look. There's nothing too flashy about them, but like it's just it's like when you imagine a football player and you see them, you know, on the field, that whole look from top to bottom, it all is with the jersey. It just goes. And I think I agree with Matt. It's definitely the Giants' best look, even if it is a bit plain. But I maybe not as high on my board, but it definitely would be in my top 10, 15. I would have it at least, you know. So I like it, but I definitely want to take it this early.
Well, that's what you like it because someone's fallen into your lap here, Timmy. So who are you taking now?
So I'm going with the originals 77-96 creamsicle.
No, you stole it off me. Number 2 on my board.
I can't believe Matt didn't take them. We talk about it all the time.
So here I'll just say this. I already had Cincinnati. I can't go more orange. I just couldn't do it to myself.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. It's great. I guess I got so much heat for being cartoonish back in the day, which I don't know because I just think it's an amazing uniform. It's so sexy, the colors, like everything about it. Like I love the logo, Bruce Bucko. Like people like make fun of it, like because it's designed after Earl Flynn and stuff like that. I don't know. I just love that orange. It's way better than like the pewter and like red. It's okay, but after a while, it just gets old. They desperately need to change back to these to add some pop to it. So yeah, I'm surprised I could get it.
Yeah, that's a great value pick, man. That is way below ADP in my opinion. I mean, I'm jealous that it didn't fall. I mean, in theory, if I wanted to be like a dick, I could. Well, I'll take the 09 to 2012 creamsicle. But no, you got the one that everyone wants. That's a great value pick, and I tip my hat to you.
Yeah, creamsicles, iconic for being unique. And yeah, I definitely don't want the 09 Josh Freeman creamsicle jersey. I want the original, the OG.
Yeah, get a bit of fucking Hardy Nickerson in there.
Yeah, So I'm jealous. I wish I could have that pick. And this is like my fantasy football draft this year. As I look at my board, I'm already kind of regretting some picks, but keep moving forward. Play with the hand that you're dealt. And so, Chris, you round out the second round. What are you going with now that the creamsicles have been stolen from you?
Creamsicle, that's a big loss. However, I like the fact I've got 2 picks now because I can still add an orange jersey to my collection, and that is the pre-1996 Denver Broncos Orange Crush jersey.
Yeah, fuck. Yeah, that was next on my list as well. Yeah, I agree. Another one. The Broncos desperately need to go back to this look. I mentioned it to Matt that I was looking at the jersey beforehand and I was like, maybe it's just the helmet I like. But then I realized it was because I was just looking at pictures of John Elway and he wears his jersey like a dork and has sleeves. And then when you like look at like Ed McCaffrey or like Rod Smith or like any of the other players like Romanowski when the jersey's actually like tucked to the shoulder pads, it looks so much better. I don't know what they're doing. These yeah, absolute great pick.
Thank you. Yeah, sorry, Matt. Clearly, you were thinking that was going to drop. I don't know why, but now I'm going back to back with my next pick. And as you both have, made your home picks, I guess I think it's time that I did a bit of a reach. I'm going to go with the Washington Redskins 2002 anniversary feather and spear throwback jerseys.
Great look.
I wish if it's weird because you're dealing.
I think it's been censored, what Matt's saying, because he's mentioning the R word.
Yeah, no,
it's sensitive weird when you're mentioning.
It it is weird. I agree with them, and like especially like as a history major, like that's one of my big things is like the Native American genocide that like I get like pissed about that we don't learn a lot in school. So it's just one of those things. It's like why weren't they just smarter about it and chose like the name of like a tribe, like why weren't like the Seminoles or something like that, it would have been so much better. But I do agree it is a great look regardless of whether or not it comes with the racial connotations that it has.
Yeah, I know. It was a controversial pick, but I believe the off the field issues can be justified in camp, and I think that it's going to work out well for me.
Yeah, even if they were called the Seminoles and they still had that spear helmet, that would still be fire. That would still be one of the best
like
helmets.
Florida State. That's what I'm
exactly.
Saying. Like or you know what I mean? Like, and there's so many. They could have called themselves the Washington Lenape. Like, how many tribes were in this? So it's just
that's a rabbit hole to me. That's a rabbit hole. We're trying to stay out of that.
Yeah, it's I do. It's a great helmet. It's a great jersey. I'm not even a big maroon guy, but I agree. Good pick.
So Timmy, you are the number 2 pick in the 3rd round. What is your selection?
I can't believe I'm going to get this one too. Make sure it's the right years, but you'll know what I'm talking about anyway. The 66, I believe it is, to 73.
Don't do it.
Baby blue Chargers.
Damn it! Fuck.
Well, I mean, here's the thing: that the actual baby blue was actually the powder blue was in 1994 when they did the throwback to that uni, which is the electric powder blue that then they took on in the 2000s with like LT and everything. So I know the one you're talking about with the bolts on the sleeves, but the 94 one, if that's still out there, I still claim that I can pick that later on.
Yes, that is an
definitely
option.
A lot lighter. The 94 one is definitely lighter than what they did wear in the 60s. But the 60s one is still a lighter version of than like the Navy one they eventually wore, like with Kellen Winslow Sr. and stuff like that. So I'll still take it with that one. It's not exactly the true powder blue, but it's a light enough, hue for me that I like it, that I'll stick with it.
You needed a blue jersey as well, you had a spot at linebacker and you needed to fill it. The fans were clamoring for a blue jersey.
I need a running back with that with those lightning bolts running down the field.
Yeah, that's
the other good LT. Yeah.
That's a great pick. I was eyeing that one. I was hoping you would maybe pass over and I could snatch it up, but Chargers in other years without giving away picks have had some great jerseys. I think they've been the most consistent when it comes to jerseys in franchise history, in NFL history, I should say. The
lightning bolt helps a lot.
And I was also looking at small detail I love, numbers on helmets. I think that should be mandatory across all NFL.
Great when Washington football team had them. It looked really cool.
It was awesome. But yeah, great pick overall. And I don't necessarily blame you for that.
Have you heard of, just a quick one while we're on the Chargers? Have you heard of a player called Doug Miller?
No.
So he was a part of the Chargers 94 Super Bowl run team. And that team was kind of cursed. Lots of people from that squad ended up dying in bizarre situations. And he was the weirdest because he got struck by lightning twice.
Holy shit.
And died. Yeah, I know, yeah. And there's a bolt on each shoulder. Ridiculous.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That team is cursed. I forgot, their best player was Sayal and everything that happened with him.
Then one guy died, I think, in a plane crash in Florida. And the weird thing is there was loads of stuff to do with Florida, which is where they lost the Super Bowl to the Niners. Very interesting.
True.
Morbid, but interesting.
Yeah, I was gonna say very morbid. Wasn't sure how to transition out of that one, but we're gonna transition anyway. So I will round out the 3rd round, and don't know if I should go blue or red. I already went with blue, but there's one that I'm really I'm gonna go with. I gotta do it. I'm gonna take, when you think of this jersey, you see Steve Young and Jerry Rice. And it's not stale, and it's just a fantastic usage of classic colors in a different way. 1991 San Francisco 49ers with the pop with the drop shadow black behind, especially the white top jerseys. I love those, but I don't hate, obviously I love the red homes that they would wear as well. I just think it was great numbers, great color scheme, especially for a franchise that hasn't necessarily changed its uniforms a ton over the years. And almost did an atrocious 1993 rebrand that, thank God, got pulled back and got canceled before canceling was the thing. So yeah, 1991 San Francisco 49ers. Love those jerseys and those uniforms.
Oh, yeah, it's on my board.
I thought the black was only the 94. They wore them.
Yeah, the deep shadow was the 94 when it was the 75th anniversary and teams could wear their throwbacks. So on my board was the San Francisco 94 one with the real like the double deep shadow.
Yeah, that's the one. Okay, maybe I just got the year wrong. 94 then.
Yeah, I love that, Jared. I agree. That was on my board as well.
Great pick.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. All right, we're on track. We're back on track here. Gonna wrap around.
He's already given up on his draft.
I've already given up. I've already accepted that people are gonna be like, how do you take the Cincinnati Bengals?
Yeah.
Exactly. How did you miss that goal?
So yeah, I've already accepted the comment section will tear apart my board, but we'll see. Never know. So I've already got I'm pretty good on the rainbow. I'm pretty good on the rainbow so far, but this one is very unique because it's a color that's not really used in the NFL a lot. And it's also a part of one of the greatest, like, what if squad or eras in NFL history, let alone this franchise's history. Randy Moss, Chris Carter, Minnesota Vikings with Dante
Culpepper. I'll finish that one there. Yeah. I'm guessing he's thinking Randy Moss's rookie season.
99.
Yeah.
Or 98. Well, that would be, Culpepper and Cunningham,
Yeah. Look at him, this poor PSU Wi-Fi. We carried on for you. We're assuming what you're saying is Randy Moss rookie season, sort of late 90s.
When the Dirty Bird ruined their lives.
Yes, 1998 Minnesota Vikings. I have it written down. I don't know if that was the right year because now I'm just questioning everything that I ever did. So 98 Vikings. I love purple and gold, and I think it's a very simple and yet awesome uniform.
Love it. Not on my board, but appreciate the pick.
Yeah, no, I agree. I do. It's definitely a great purple's an underappreciated color. I agree. It's you don't see it a lot. It's hard to use. It's one of the reasons that when a team wears purple, I tend to cheer for them. It's one of the reasons for Italian soccer, I like Fiorentina. Their whole thing is based around being called the La Viola. Like their purple kits they're really nice. So I like the Vikings, the gold match as well. And I honestly think they should go back to these ones because the ones they wear these days suck.
Well, and with that, you get on the clock.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Timmy, you're on the clock.
Got quite a lot of options open to you now.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna say the '90s Lions Honolulu Blue home jerseys with Barry Sanders. That's what they're synonymous for. Another one that to me is just simple, but it's classic. It's got the silver striping on the sleeves. The nice numbers. The picture of that Honolulu blue that they use. And it's one that, while I don't mind their current look, I could do without the Lions going down the side of the pants and everything like that. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the '90s version of the Barry Sanders Lions jerseys.
Can't argue with it.
So I'm a big proponent of the Lions. I think the Lions have had pretty solid jerseys, and yeah, the Barry Sanders one, you can't go wrong with it. It doesn't overdo the job. It's a good shade of blue, and the gray is also a very good compliment. And also, Barry Sanders may be the best player to ever wear a visor, I think, in NFL history. I don't know how you could be a linebacker and try to tackle him when that man is wearing a visor. Just adds a different level of intimidation. But that's a side note. Anyway, great pick.
I like the fact that two of the best players the Lions have ever had were both running backs that wore number 20. Because, Billy Sims before,
Yeah,
that's the list of the great players.
That's the list of their great. Well, And then what's it called? The
Megatron, obviously.
the linebacker.
Which one?
He was on the same team with the Sanders. I can't think of his name now.
Herman.
No, that's Herman Moore's the
receiver.
Yeah, I can't think of his name now.
Well, there you go. That sort of sums up.
Chris Spielman.
Chris Spielman. Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, he was with the Browns as well.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, we've landed back at me on the turn.
Yeah. You're going to pull something out that's going to be like totally obsolete, and then I'm going to have to look this up. I already know it.
Well, no, because I'm actually surprised that this is still out there. I'm going to go with the 1973 LA Rams when they moved back to the blue and yellow. Because before, from 64, they had the white and blue. And then obviously, you know, all of the best Rams memories come with those yellow and blue jerseys. I love the fact they're kind of going back towards that now. You know, I think that's a really another, when you think of football, you know, there's, you know, thinking of Eric Dickerson or, you know, Greta Sean Turf or whatever. I think that, you know, that sort of is up
Deacon
there.
Jones.
Yeah, the Rams have, I love when they do the blue and gold, and I wish that they did that more often. And it's just a classic, again, another classic minimalistic look that just works.
Are we going into round 5? Is this my last pick, or is there going to be another round?
This will be the last round, and then we'll do honorable mentions after.
Okay. I'm glad we're doing honorable mentions. Okay.
So use your last pick wisely.
I know, and that's the thing, is because I wanna do something that's gonna anger the fan base here. But as a GM, I think I'm gonna
the very small fan base that is the Black and Blue Pod audience.
I know. I'm gonna ruin my draft grade now and Dan Schneider this whole process from my yacht. But my last pick in the draft is the 2016 Seattle Seahawks neon green color rush jerseys. I don't know why I love them. Everyone hated them. I was like, you know what? They're actually freaking cool, man. I like those jerseys. They look wicked. I wish my team was running around looking like, you know, Stabilo highlighter pens.
Timmy, do you want to take this one?
So I'm not a huge fan of their current set, but I actually agree. They like, for some reason, the more you looked at them, the more they grew on me. It's like one, because as we know, I'm not a big fan of like darker colors, so that's why I'm not a big fan of the Seahawks' current look. But yeah, I will say that there's the all neon definitely grew on me. The more they wore, the more I looked at them. So I don't hate it, but I definitely it definitely came out of left field there.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, someone had a lot of balls in a meeting to propose it. And then I like the fact the team was like, yeah, why not? You know, let's try it out. And then they stuck with him for quite a bit. And I was always happy to see him playing them. It's
a very college-esque, like it's a college team like move. Yeah. Like it's an Oregon or Baylor in the early 2000s.
Yeah, I mean, it was weird. It's like this uniform, I had an abusive relationship with this uniform. Every time I would play Madden, I would always pick these uniforms, but then you see them on TV and it's like, why would anyone ever pick this? It taps into something in the human psyche that I think is completely different than any other uniform that's ever been existence in NFL history. And the neon with the navy blue numbers, for me, it just works. It is like an Oregon thing. It's a University of Oregon thing where it's like, oh, they just took acid and then just drew up a uniform and this is what came out. So I can't hate it.
Sounded like you said that while someone's on acid as well, because your Wi-Fi. It's brilliant.
Yeah, right. My Wi-Fi is basically on acid. Whoever installed this Wi-Fi was on drugs.
And they can't give you good Wi-Fi.
Seriously, trust me. I've already given up. This is just absolutely trash. We're gonna see how this episode turns out. But Timmy, round out your draft board. Who will you be taking in the 5th round?
Here's another one.
Huh?
Another one.
You get one more.
You get one more pick.
Oh, I thought. Wait, what was your? Oh, right.
You know how drafts work.
First one. Yeah, my mind. The Rams. My bad. Okay. I think I already have too much blue, so I can't go with the one I was gonna use. So instead, I'm gonna go with the 89 to 92, Patriot Pat red jerseys for the New
Yes.
England. I think it speaks it all. It's way better than their current set. Like I said, dark colors aren't my favorite. That navy is just blah. It looks so much better on the field than anything else. And red, even though I'm not a big fan of red, when you see it on uniforms itself, it just pops so much more.
And what year did you say those were, Timmy?
The 89 to 92, because they wore red for a while, but that version, I like the sleeves and how it like it comes down. I like it better than the original. Like they have like a blue like cross section that goes and it wraps all the way around instead of just like stopping at the shoulder pads. So that's why I chose that one.
I was on the fence about that one. And on my board, I ended up putting the New England 95 to 99 flying Elvis on the shoulder with the shading and the sort of banded light blue, dark
backdrop.
Blue.
Yeah.
And because the white jersey for that looks amazing as well. The white one with the red numbers. Beautiful.
I like those too. I can't stand, because like I said, I can't stand the new ones, and I like those royal blue ones too. That was my next pick if I had one. So
that close it out, Mr. Irrelevant.
Let's go. I get Mr. Irrelevant in my own draft. So I'm on the fence with two jerseys. They're both iconic for different reasons, and screw it. This is really going to probably get people riled up. I'm going to go 1933 Pittsburgh Steelers Bumblebee jerseys.
Ooh.
For whatever reason, the stripes with the black and gold and the like Post-it note number that's just stuck in the middle of that thing. I love it. I love it because it's ugly. It's like an ugly child. I love it. And I hate when people say that it's ugly, but it's mine and I'm still want it anyway. 1933 Steelers Bumblebee jerseys.
Yeah. I mean,
that's the one with it's like the circle number, and it's like.
I mean, I've got it on the back end of my draft at the top. Was actually the 80-year season anniversary in 2012 when they brought it back out. But yeah, I was going to stick that in honorable mentions because I agree. I think that's one that you kind of like. It's like Kramer. It's like it disgusts me, but I can't look away.
It's the Cosmo Kramer of NFL jerseys. Yeah. Timmy, what do you think?
It's I hate anything Pittsburgh, but I agree. It's one of those. I think everyone has one of those jerseys where it's like no one else really likes this, but I'm gonna, I do. So screw it. I'm gonna go with it. You know what I mean? I enjoy it.
Nice draft.
So honorable mentions. Anyone want to throw anything out there? Chris, I know you got a few honorable mentions. We'll start with you.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the stuff I put down got taken, but I think that the 1994 first year of the Arizona Cardinals state logo that Timmy's wearing actually was on my list when they changed the name from Phoenix. I think that was nice. The Carolina 2002 electric blue when they brought that in, and those are really the only two. I mean, maybe Jags 2002 when they still had the Jag on the sleeve, but they brought in the black jersey when they had the black alternate. But yeah, I think that, guys, you covered some top quality threads in this draft.
Timmy, honorable mentions?
Like he said, I had the Jags, the 96 home teal when they had the Jaguar on it. But the black one is a great call. The only other ones on my board, the Seahawks 83 to 01, the royal blue and I just think it looks so much better. The royal blue and the green silver, the accent colors, I think it's just a great look. Royal blue and Kelly green is a combo that doesn't get used enough in my opinion. I think it's great in any sport, anywhere, any way you wear it, it looks great. Florida Gulf Coast proved that back in 2013 when it went on that run in the NCAA tournament. So yeah, I like that. It reminds me of, watching Ricky Williams and, Sean Alexander's rookie season and all that good stuff. The Falcons red jerseys from 87 to 89, when they had the actual Falcon entwined in the sleeve patch. I like them. I also don't mind Vic's original like rookie year Falcons black jerseys that they have as alternates now. And then the only other thing I think I had on here that didn't get taken was just it's a standard. It's never really been touched or messed with too much, but the Chiefs home reds.
Yeah.
I just think their uniform set all together. Their whites are great, but I think their red jerseys are classic. Their helmets are one of the more iconics in the league. It's kind of like the Montreal Canadiens of football. You don't mess with it. You just keep running it out every year. It looks good on the field. If you wear it, it looks good. You got some great players. You could rep like Derek Thomas, Priest Holmes, all their greats through the years. So yeah, that's the only other ones on my list that didn't get talked about.
So I had a few honorable mentions. Late 90s Patriots with the giant Patriot pat on the.
Yeah, that's what we were saying.
Yeah, 95 to 97 flying Elvis.
Maybe my dog shit Wi-Fi was acting up and I just didn't hear it. Probably.
But well done, you got it right.
Hey, we got there just a little bit later than everyone else. Yeah, feel great, guys. 2022 Chargers jerseys. I like how they changed the numbers and it kind of looks like a lightning, like it looks like an electric font. And I really enjoy. Chargers just send me a free jersey. That would be great. Especially Justin Herbert. Number 10 looks great in that uniform. 13 with Keenan Allen. Any teens number looks awesome in that uniform.
By the way, on NVL at the moment, I've got a 1970s Chargers jersey, the old Bolt one, with number 10 on it. So at the time, I don't know, there was some absolutely terrible quarterbacks. But I feel like at this point, someone should buy it to just rep sort of like a Justin Herbert throwback.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, who the hell would have been their quarterback then? I wonder.
Oh, we had a look. It was some absolute nobodies during the 70s.
Yeah.
I mean, Dan Fouts, it was sort of like post Fouts era, or maybe it was early.
No, pre Fouts.
Yeah, pre Fouts.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, it was definitely some guy with like the nickname like Bugsy. Like it was some weird, like old-timey nickname. How do you guys feel about the Packers whenever the Packers do like a throwback? I know they've done like the one with like the brown helmets, and then it had
the blue and yellow.
Yeah, the blue and yellow.
Yeah.
Timmy's shaking his head in disgust.
Nah, I just and there's I guess comments about the Chiefs being like the Canadians. I guess you could say the Packers are similar.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I prefer the Chiefs. But yeah, the Packers, their normal set's not bad. But yeah, it's almost like colors didn't exist to people in the 30s. Like when you look at all these random or they did, they were so crazy. Like the Frankfurt Yellow Jackets ones the Eagles wore one time.
Yeah.
So it's funny to think that they went with green as a color because it's kind of like the only color that grass is.
Mm-hmm.
And people are like looking down. It's like, okay, we can see sleeves, and helmets moving around, but everything else is completely
I never
camouflaged.
thought about it, but that's why I guess a lot of teams don't wear it's hard to find green uniforms in a lot of places. But
it's when the boys. Do you ever see that fake kickoff return when Boise State, the guy lay down in the end zone and he was in blue and everything was blue and completely camouflaged himself. Yeah. Or like when the Lions are in their white and play in the snow and you're like, this is like playing against Siberian Special Forces in bloody Library and Goldeneye, man. You can't see anyone.
Serie A banned green jerseys starting this year. And they said it's so because it was hurting the quality of the television viewing or something like that. And I was like, that can't be true. Like I'm watching Real Madrid and Betis right now. I have no problem determining what team Betis is and what team Real Madrid is.
Well, Timmy,
I'm just a fan of green.
And you're also not colorblind. So I'm sure some colorblind people will have a difficult time.
All dogs see the Packers play every week, regardless of who they're watching.
Right?
Yeah.
Also, a modern jersey that I was kind of on the fence about. The New York Jets, it kind of looks like a CFL team, but I dig the look just because I think the Jets have had such dog shit uniforms the last 4 decades.
Yeah, they're another one that you could mention about the Kelly Green, 60s Namath era sort of jerseys. They were pretty cool as well.
So my ugly jersey that everyone else hates is probably the mid 90s Jets, like Keyshawn's rookie year.
Well,
I don't know. There's something about that jersey. The more and more you look at it, the more and more it grows on me.
It looks like vomit green to me. It looks like someone actually vomited and they said, let's
The
use that color.
the mid 90s. No, it's Kelly Green.
Yeah, the Ronnie Lott
Or
one.
am I thinking of the
You're thinking of the
late?
late 90s, like
Yeah.
with Testaverde in them. No, I'm talking about like Keyshawn's rookie season, like when it was like
Hold on, I gotta look this up. Keep
early,
going.
like Boomer Esiason.
No,
Neil O'Donnell.
the puke color jerseys are the Jags color rush. The sort of the beige ones. They were disgusting. Oh,
No.
It was supposed to be gold or whatever.
yeah, dude, that was a tragedy.
I actually loved the Jags two-tone helmet. I actually loved that. I was a huge proponent of that rebrand because it was so unique and I wanted that to happen. Like, I wish the Eagles could do a two-tone helmet. I thought it looked sick. I actually enjoyed it.
I hope the Eagles, when they bring the Kelly Green back, keep the black and they do an outline with Kelly Green instead of the midnight green. Because I think that like what you're saying with the modern Jets jersey, I think it'd pop so much better if you had a black jersey and it was this shaded black and the like outline in the back, or shaded green in the back. I mean, so
keep dreaming, lads.
Yeah. Oh, we're never gonna get it because of his ex-wife.
All right. Last thing. Any Super Bowl picks? Because we did no research for the Super Bowl. But Chris, how are you feeling about Washington? Are they going all the way with Carson Wentz at the helm?
Wait, can you explain
Absolutely
Washington? How like?
Can I explain Washington? Well,
Like,
it's
how
a
did you
district,
understand?
not a state. Actually, it has its own government.
It's like Rome, your Vatican City. I mean, no. What? How did you grow to like the
Commanders. Yeah, I was gonna save you on that one, Timmy.
I'm a fan of abuse. I'm a real.
You're a masochist at heart.
Yeah, I'm a masochist.
It's a Stockholm syndrome kind of thing.
Yeah, I know. Every year they weave hope out of despair, and I don't know how they keep doing it to me. But yeah, I'm more hopeful now than I've ever been, and we're still going to finish, 7-10, and not make the playoffs. So it's fine.
But what made you become a fan of them? Like you like the player, and that's why, or it's just
I
you like their...
lived in DC for 7 years, and yeah, and in the 90s, my dad used to watch them on Channel 4 when they were actually good and being televised outside of the US.
That makes sense. I was wondering how. So where do you live now in the UK?
London.
Okay,
London.
you do live in London.
Mm-hmm. That's where
Which
the shop
part?
is. Do you know London well? I could just say Little Fotherington. You'd be like, oh.
No, I know it from the degrees of soccer, and that's about it. Like what? Like
okay, so pretty near near Arsenal Stadium.
So are you an Arsenal fan? Yeah.
No, I'm not really a soccer fan, to be honest.
That's my team.
Yeah, I mean, come over, bro. I'll host you. No worries. But yeah, my all my fancy names are proper football because I believe that NFL is proper football.
Well, Timmy kept asking me, and then I was like, I
didn't want to say it, and you'd be like a Tottenham fan or like something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I've met I had a friend who was married to a guy who was from England, and his friends would always come over. And like this is like years ago with like she was friends with my ex, and they would always come over and they were like hardcore like a couple of them were hooligans, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm an Arsenal fan, just thinking it's gonna be and they're like, no, they were like Liverpool and like Chelsea fans, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna stop this conversation and walk out of the room now. So now I learned to tread on water whenever I talk about it.
Well, similar to Chris. Liking pain and despair with Washington. Timmy likes pain and despair with Stan Kroenke as an owner in Arsenal.
Asshole.
So that does it all for our first snake draft. Let us know in the comments, in the DMs. I'm probably asking for a lot of hatred right now, but let us know what you thought of our picks. Chris, where can they find you on social, podcast?
National Vintage League on Instagram, nationalvintageleague.com. Use code LEGEND for 15% off, whoever wants to listen to this. And go there for your throwbacks and vintage gear.
Of course, and as always, like, comment, subscribe. Probably watch the YouTube because I did a bad job of explaining my jerseys. I did a bad job of painting a picture. I know that for a fact. But while you're there, subscribe because it helps us out. And as always, we'll catch you on the next episode. Thank you so much for tuning in, and have a great rest of your day. And let's enjoy this football season.